These are all the components I've gone into making the retractable wheels for my bench. I went with some 75mm casters. I did option the one with the two braked ones, but I've had to remove the brakes because the rotary motion of the casters with the longer lever of the brake was fouling the legs. And I won't need the brakes because when the wheels are in the up position, the legs, or the feet on the ground, will form solid braking. These are the timber carriages, so these are made out of a couple of bits of 60x90 redwood that I had lying around. I have housed out for the hinges, as you can see here. I've also housed out for an HDP slider, which I'll talk about in a second, and I've also got a little notch for the return spring as well. So these are return springs. These were bought off Amazon, I think, for, I don't know, £5 or something. And they are a couple of trampoline springs, and they hold the undercarriage in the up position. So should I choose to move the bench with the wheels in the up position, just, you know, for a second, they don't end up rotating upside down. I end up having to lift the bench up manually to put them back in the right place, which happened a couple of times in the trial phase. A couple of bolts. These are the two pivots for the levers. Got 3 pairs of 4-inch butt hinges. Got them for the roller bearing type ones, so they should have a good long life in them. Won't need oiling or anything like that, which is pretty good. So they should last for a good few years without any maintenance. This is the HDP sliders that I mentioned that are going to the softwood timber here, and that effectively provides something that's relatively low friction, but is hard enough to protect the timber. I did notice in the trial, guys, that the levers, which are made out of oak flooring, was a lot harder than the softwood and was digging a channel in. So in competition, oak versus redwood, the oak wins every time. So I think in time it would fail and it would just look unsightly and it wouldn't be very good. So these are the levers. As you can see, got the family involved when it comes to decoration. Wanted to jazz things up a bit, just make, you know, get them involved with as much as anything else. So the one thing to note with a lever, the shape of the lever is quite important. So this point, this is where it'll sit when the wheels are up. It'll sit like this. So the HDP template will be there. Yeah. And when you activate the lever, it'll sit like this. So the HDP pad will be there. Now, it is worth noting that when you set this out, it's quite hard to tell on the camera actually, but the centre of that pivot needs to be offset from this. If it's offset the wrong way, this will keep deactivating the lever and kicking the lever up. So it's worthwhile noting if you can do that to get that right. Suffice to say, I'm over the moon with the results, and I'd like to thank you all for watching. If you've got any comments, let me know, and don't forget to hit like.